Will Ragatz with Vikings on SI here at US Bank Stadium, where the Minnesota Vikings just won their seventh consecutive game. They beat the Chicago Bears 30-12 on Monday Night Football, improved to 12-2 on the season, move into a tie with the Detroit Lions atop the NFC North, a tie with the Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles for the best record in the conference. This was a game that the Vikings had to have, and they got it done. It wasn't the prettiest game. It wasn't as explosive or impressive offensively as last week's win over the Falcons. But the defense was really solid. The Vikings scored points when they needed to. They were able to kind of put the game away in the second half with a couple rushing touchdowns, a couple long drives. Sam Darnold, he was coming off of being the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, threw for 347 yards and 5 touchdowns in that win over the Falcons. He was not nearly as sharp in this game. He finished 24 of 40, threw a touchdown, threw an interception for the first time since week 10, although it was a fourth down play where he was about to get sacked and just kind of had to throw it up and give a receiver a chance. But it was 74.1 passer rating, which was just the third time in 14 games this season that he's been held under 100 in that regard. He's been so smooth and so solid for the Vikings that it was a little strange to see him just look a little bit off at times. There were some throws that sailed on him, some misconnections, but he also did help the Vikings convert a few times on third and long. There was a 3rd and 17 that they picked up, a 3rd and 15. They were good on third down. The Bears were not. The Bears were 1 for 12 on third down, 1 for 3 on fourth down. So the Vikings defense, they gave up a few yards here and there at times, not as much as last time against Chicago, but when they had to have it, they really stiffened. I mean, it started right away in the game. The Bears, playing like a team without much to lose, on the opening possession, they go for it on 4th and 1 from their own 39. Vikings stuff it with Jerry Tillery, Jonathan Grenard getting in on the stop against DeAndre Swift, and then that led to a field goal. It was a 3-0 lead. The ensuing possession, Jonathan Grenard absolutely roasted the Bears' rookie left tackle who was making his first career start. Blew up Caleb Williams, gets a strip sack. Blake Cashman recovers. Vikings again had a short field, and they were able to finish it with a touchdown that time with Sam Darnold hitting Justin Jefferson in the back of the end zone, put the Vikings up 10. And it never really got too close after that. The Vikings went into the locker room at halftime up 13-0. Could have been more. They, as I mentioned earlier, they went for it on 4th down in field goal range, didn't get it. They had to settle for a field goal at the end of the half. So it could have been a bigger lead, but 13-0, it felt like they were maybe letting the Bears hang around, but also the Bears didn't have any points at that point. So it was then 13-3, and then the Vikings answer with a long drive, leading on Aaron Jones in the running game. Jones had 106 yards from scrimmage, scored a touchdown. Vikings went up 20-3. Bears just never really found a way to get back into it. Caleb Williams was running for his life at times, didn't look super sharp. Looked like a rookie, looked more like a rookie than he did 3 weeks ago at Soldier Field for sure. So, just a solid performance from the Vikings. There's a lot to clean up. This was a sloppy game. I think there were 19 combined penalties. So not the most aesthetically pleasing football at times, but all that mattered was the Vikings had to find a way to win this game, to keep pace in the NFC North, and then actually to gain a game on the Lions in the NFC North after the Lions lost to the Bills on Sunday, and take advantage of this opportunity. They're 12-2. They're rolling. Haven't lost in a long time. They control their own destiny in the NFC North. If they win their last 3 games, which will be tough because they go to Seattle, they play Green Bay here, and then they go to Detroit. If they win their last 3 games, they'll win the NFC North. And they'll have a chance, certainly, to be the number 1 seed in the conference. Now, like I said, that's not going to be easy, but it starts next week. They'll go to Seattle. Geno Smith got hurt on Sunday night against the Packers. Sounds like he might be okay, but certainly something to monitor over the course of this week. So, yeah, the Vikings, it wasn't the prettiest game. It wasn't overly dominant, but they get the job done. They handled their business in a game that they really had to have. And they'll look to do that again and then go get a road win next week in Seattle.